Guten Tag and hello, and welcome back to the Märklin Outsider Series 2. I've decided to bring the series back and use it as a platform to talk about my Märklin trains and any other related Märklin products that I pick up and add to my train table. Now, the original Märklin Outsider series was not meant to be an in-depth overhaul of everything out there. It was an attempt by me to explain the Märklin system to my American and even UK friends that are not familiar with some of the German systems, as I run Central European trains, mostly based in Germany, with some Austrian and Czech trains as well, because that's what I'm familiar with. I don't know American trains, I don't know trains of the UK or of Ireland or anywhere else. I know German trains because those are the only ones I've ever ridden in my travels. But I decided to go ahead and bring this back and use it as an occasional platform to talk about things specifically related to Märklin trains and related products. So today, I think I've got a great episode to start with. I am going to take a close look in 4K at this. The new Märklin ICE4. This has been a long anticipated model that has had delays, many this year. It was first announced in January of 2019 with an expected release date of early 2020, and 2020 came and left. 2021 came in, and there were, well, it'll be released in March and then April of 2021, and then in April it was announced on the Märklin page that they were being shipped. So there's a lot of excitement in the Märklin community. Unfortunately, that was short-lived. I found out from friends over in Germany, and I don't know how accurate their information was, but that these wound up being stuck in a warehouse at the Märklin factory in Göttingen because they realized there was a problem with one of the interior operation pieces. Something with one of the diodes or microchips had a problem with it, and so they had to take them back in, change it out, and that delayed it. And so estimates were August. August came and went, and obviously was taking longer than expected to get everything fixed up. And then in end of August, just as that August deadline was ending, it was announced November. Now, I had two clues that November might be the actual release date, because in September, a YouTube channel in Germany I subscribe to from a model club in Germany announced that Märklin had approached them and wanted to film some ICE4 commercials on their layout. They were allowed to announce this. And then in October, they weren't allowed to release pictures, but they announced Märklin was here and filmed and gave us test runs with the ICE4. So as November approached, there was definitely a lot of buzz. And in the first week of November, all of a sudden on my German site, several people were saying, look what came today. And that had me excited because after 2.5 years of waiting, that meant for sure was going to come, and mine came. I was announced by my German shop that I order from that it was in stock, and they shipped it to me. They shipped it on a Friday. I had it on Monday morning, November, whatever that was. So anyhow, very excited to finally have this bad boy on my layout. So I don't do product reviews, but I am going to start going through the trains I get and use this channel as a way to show this is what I got. I will point out positives. If there is a negative, I will point that out as well. But I will use the Märklin Outsider to show my trains, because I'm never going to bash a whole product line, because you never know. You might be the one person that got a lemon. You just the one that had something wrong through the production line. So yeah, let's look at that ICE4. All right, so here is the Märklin item number 39714 ICE4. The 2-year delayed ICE4. Was it worth the wait? Well, you weren't waiting for it necessarily. I have been. So let's take a look at it and you can decide if you think it was worth it. As you can see, clearly the nice new ICE4 lines and softer nose compared to the ICE3. The new streamlining lines. If you look at the detail, the numbering, even in close, crisp, clear, absolutely spot on. The coloring of everything. Of course, it is a white train, but the coloring, the door handles, the emergency keys, the locks, etc. just stand out nice and crisp and clear on this. There we go. So we'll just run down the train slowly and you can decide. You just look at the labeling on the doors. We'll try to get a close up here. Just stands out, very clean. What I would expect from a well-made ICE. Okay, the board restaurant car, which of course is where the motor is hidden. We'll go all the way down. The 2 pantographs. And we'll get a look at the top, the labeling on the top. Again, the signage printed nice and clear. Just obviously when you have a white locomotive, everything just stands out when it's an alternate color from the white. But we'll just come down here into the second class control cab all the way through. Just overall a very nice looking train, but nice looking is only part of it. So let's look at some of the functions. We will run through the functions F0 to F31, so a total of 32 functions, some worthwhile, some not. Obviously, we'll start with F0, which are the traveling lights. So forward and reverse. F11 is your high beams, your long distance travel lights. F2 is the interior lighting, but while you look at the interior lighting, F7 has a unique little bit. Let's see if it shows up here. Yes, it does. You can switch from warm lighting to cool lighting, daytime and nighttime running. That's the F7. So that's F1 and F7 control interior lighting. F2 are the operating sounds. Since we're going through the functions, we'll bring it right back. Shut those off. F3 is your longhorn blast. F6 are the squealing brakes. We won't bother with that. All right, one thing that really attracted me to this was this quirky little function. F6 is pantograph 1 up and down. And F8 is the other pantograph up and down. Okay, so now let's go through some of the sound functions. F9 is announcing the train is departing Munich to Hamburg.
Meine Damen und Herren, auf Gleis 1 fährt ein Intercity Express von München Hauptbahnhof nach Hamburg-Altona, Abfahrt 12:23 Uhr. Die Wagen der ersten Klasse finden Sie in Aufschnitt B. Bitte Vorsicht bei der Einfahrt.
And F10 is announcing a delay of 5 minutes.
Wegen hoher Streckenauslastung hat unser Zug derzeit eine Verspätung von 5 Minuten.
F12 is that there's a train departing platform 8. This train is arriving and ending, that everybody will have to get off and get on the train on platform 8.
Meine Damen und Herren, auf Gleis 8 fährt ein Intercity Express von München Hamburg 14:57 Uhr. Der Zug endet hier. Bitte Vorsicht bei der Einfahrt.
F13 is the conductor's whistle. F14 are the doors. F15 are squealing brakes, which we won't demonstrate now. Sorry. F16 is another train announcement telling you that the next stop, it's actually a series of announcements telling you what the next stop is.
Nächster Halt, Hamburg Dammtor. Nächster Halt, Hamburg Hauptbahnhof. Nächster Halt, Lüneburg.
Lüneburg.
Nächster Halt, Celle.
Celle.
Nächster Halt, Hannover Hauptbahnhof.
Next to Hanover Hauptbahnhof.
Nächster Halt, Göttingen.
So you get the idea. It goes through all the stops this train would make on its way to Munich. And then it goes the reverse way. Once you get to Munich, it'll go backwards. Then you have your short horn. The next announcement is that food is available in the restaurant car.
In unserem Bistro servieren wir Ihnen heute gerne kalte und warme Snacks. Unser Bordrestaurant befindet sich im Wagen 8.
F19 is announcing that connecting trains will be announced when they get to their destination.
Über Ihre Anschlusszüge informiere ich Sie rechtzeitig vor der Einfahrt.
F20 announces a long delay.
Information zu ICE nach Hamburg-Altona, Abfahrt 14:28 Uhr. Heute circa 55 Minuten später. Grund dafür ist eine Oberleitungsstörung. Wir bitten um Entschuldigung.
Now, F21 and F22 control function on other cars that come with the expansion set, including pantographs. Now, F23 is an interesting function. It may be hard to show you. It is a lighting function, but it lights up the control desk in the driver's cab. So there you go. Hopefully this will slowly focus in. There we go. That little control panel desk where I'll eventually put a driver lights up. I think that's kind of cool. So that is function 23, lighting up the control desk of the engineer. And while we're here, F24 and F25 light up the driver's cabins depending on direction driving. So it does the same thing at the other end. I don't think we need to repeat that. The last 5 functions are all sound functions, which announce different safety issues on the train. That is bathroom occupied, and then a flushing sound.
Brandalarm, Brandalarm, Brandalarm.
Fire alarm.
Brandalarm, Brandalarm. Störung, Störung, Störung.
That is interruption in service. And the last one, I won't play, well, I'll start it, you can hear, but basically in German, it tells the story of the ICE4.
Im Dezember 2017 startete das neueste Flaggschiff der Deutschen Bahn, die 4. ICE-Generation, mit zunächst 12-teiligen Einheiten in den Regelbetrieb.
But we will shut it down for now. So as you can see, it's a really gorgeous train. I love the functions. I think it's very cool. It's great to see it in action. Obviously, when you have little things like the pantographs that work, I will always be a bit concerned about their fragility. I do love the lighting. I think the interior is done about to standards now. Again, some companies are starting to put more effort into getting the seat coloring all done, the table coloring all done. But when you think of all the electronics in this, that's just going to add price. And there comes a point where you have a price point you want to reach. And in the long run, I think really nice interiors, which this have. It's definitely got the interiors. So far, it runs well, nice and smooth. Something you can definitely enjoy. It's a nice looking train. And it's a welcome addition to my fleet. So do I think it was worth the wait? Well, nothing's ever worth the wait, but I'm glad the wait is over. Okay, so that was the ICE4. My opinion of it, well, you know, I'm going to be biased. I love Märklin, and I love the looks of it. I have had it for 2 weeks now, and it's been running smoothly. It runs great. It sounds great. The pantographs so far are holding up. I try not to mess with them too much, but whenever somebody hasn't seen them, I will operate them. I'm a little nervous how fragile they are, but so far so good. So overall, I'm glad I bought it. Now, 6 months from now, maybe some problem will come up. But for now, I think it's a gorgeous model. It looks great on my train table, and it fits right in with my fleet of ICEs. I now have all 4 generations of ICEs, and that will be another video where I will show off my ICE fleet. So I think it's fabulous, but you know, your experience may vary. So I'm not here to give a review. I'm just going to tell you I'm glad I bought it. Now, manufacturer suggested retail price starts at 799 euros, which when it comes to the United States, they just convert euros to dollars. So I think it's showing up on most American sites for $799, but most American sites don't have them in stock yet. But I belong to Modellbahnshop Lippe. I'm a member of their Premier program, which means they give a discount automatically. If you buy from them, you get a percentage off. I think they're 799 euro. They started at 699 and mark it down, depending if you're a member of their insiders group or not. So I wound up paying, I think, 550 euros for it. 580 euros for it. Yeah, 580 euros for it. But then I also had a saved cash-in bonus, which took another 160 euros off of it. So I paid, I think when it was all said and done, I paid less than $550. You know, remember we're converting euros to, but I think to get this shipped to America, I paid, well, actually I paid under $500 for it. So to me, it's definitely worth that kind of money. Now, there is an expansion set, and technically, I have been instructed that where originally you were supposed to do a 9-car consist, or an 8-car consist, a 9-car consist, or a 12-car consist, now it's running in Germany as only a 12-car consist. I will not be doing the full 12-car consist, at least anytime soon, because my layout, as big as my table is, a 12-car train, I would have nowhere to park it, and it would just take up half the table on any one side. So I'm going to just do it as a non-prototypical 9-car consist to match the ICE, the ICE3. But those add-ons are coming later. I will show them when they come in. There is a special pattern you have to add them in. So we will go over that when I get them, which is supposed to be in December. All right, so I just want to say to all of you that were original fans of the Märklin Outsider, or critics of the Märklin Outsider, because we had plenty of those. I even had contact from Märklin USA telling me, hey, we really like what you're doing. We love your enthusiasm for Märklin, but you're doing a lot of things wrong. And I asked them, tell me what I'm doing wrong, and they just didn't get back to me. So, and they were saying, we're not trying to hook up with you. We don't want to do any sponsorship programs. I wasn't looking for a sponsorship program. But a lot of people tell me I'm the one American YouTube channel that really talks about Märklin. So maybe I will bring it back. And again, I am not a Märklin pro. I have a basic train table layout where I do use the CS3, but I don't have block detection. I'm not using computer programs. I don't have my layout designed in my Central Station 3, although I keep wanting to do that. I still basically run it almost as if it were an analog system. I just love all the digital effects you get with trains. But I'm always willing to steer you to people who might know if you have questions about Märklin or the Märklin world. So this will be Series 2, Episode 1 of the Märklin Outsider. So I would just like to say to all of you, hopefully you're glad to see the Märklin aspects coming back. And Auf Wiedersehen and tschüss. Happy trains.